Hello divas, dudes, and dolls, I'm Kara Couture. Welcome back to my flashy, flourishing, and flabbergasted little review show, Very Slay, where we go over each and every one of the looks on Drag Race España All-Stars. And first of all, can I just say thank you all so much for all of the support, the views, and to all of the new subscribers who joined in the last couple of days. Welcome to the caravan, first of all. Seriously, thank you so much for all of the support on the UK versus the world episode. It is far and away the most viewed video that I've ever put out. I've been putting out a video almost daily for like 6 weeks now, almost 7. So having a video perform that well after I've done all of the work that I've been putting into the channel and all of that entirely by myself has been like mind-blowing to me. I can't believe it, honestly. Like I'm truly like at a loss for words. Like, I know we're still small, I know we're still like very much a baby YouTube channel, very green at the whole thing, but it just makes me excited to make more stuff for y'all. So if you've got ideas, feel free to let me know what you'd like to see in the future. We are going to be doing some very Slay retro editions, going back to some older Drag Race seasons that have already happened, and doing some stuff with that, which I think is going to be very fun. We are now officially in the double-digit territory for the remaining number of subscribers we need to get the first metric cleared for partner status, which will allow me to monetize the channel and like actually make some money off of the work I've been doing. So again, thank you so much. I did not anticipate hitting 400 subscribers this early into March. It's growing at like such a steady rate, and what I really love is that it's not growing at a rate that I can't keep up with. If you're not subscribed to the content, please feel free. It does help the channel out a lot and gets us closer towards that goal. But yeah, anyways, I just wanted to take a second to thank y'all. It truly means the world, and I know I say it a lot, and I say too that I'm a skipping record about this, but truly, like, my work is my entire life right now. From like sun up to sundown daily, I'm working on content, I'm planning streams, I'm writing stuff for these videos, I'm sourcing pictures, I'm editing, scheduling things, I'm working on commissions for art, I'm working on my own personal artwork, I'm planning for this trip that I'm taking really next week. There's so many things that go on that you all are not seeing, and that's like all I do to the detriment of my own health a lot of the time. Seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, that like maybe the burden is gonna be a little bit less going forward, it's one of the few times here lately where I have seen that little glimmer of hope, I guess, that maybe I won't be drowning as much, and maybe there's a pathway to me not drowning at all. So again, thank you all so much. And enough about all of that. Enough about the sappy little things, because if I keep talking about them, I will cry. So we're not gonna do that. We'll save that for when something really monumental happens, I think. No free tears on this channel, you hear that? But anyways, for those of you who are new to the channel and don't know how the show works, when we go over these looks in the episode, if I think a look gets the job done, it's passable but isn't anything phenomenal, we give it an okay. If I love it, we give it a slay. And if I don't, for any reason whatsoever, we give it a nay. Now this week it was the reunion for All Stars, so this is going to be a little longer of an episode in general. In addition to my little spiel at the beginning, we do have not just the top 4 looks to talk about today, we have the 5 eliminated girls. And in addition to that, the eliminated girls outside of Poopy got to showcase one look that they didn't get to show off on the runway, to be put up for a vote by this cast to determine the season's Miss Lost look. I think we're gonna change things up a little bit, and I'm going to rank them numerically. Without further delay, finally, let's dive into these little reunion looks. We're gonna start off with those Miss Lost looks. So first up, in the number 4 position, presenting a look for the Strauss category, I'm gonna go with Paquita's look here. I think it is an objectively good look, but I also think it's very minimal, especially in comparison to the other 3. There's just something about it that I found lacking in comparison to the others in terms of scope, scale, and concept. Like, at its core, it's a short little cocktail dress that is detailed with a silver boot and kind of this flasher coat with jewelry that I think in general there could have been more rhinestone elements to this to really sell the theme. Now, the next 3 I felt were all like pretty close, and it's gonna come down to my personal taste. For me, number 3, I'm gonna have to give it to Sagittaria, just by like a very slim margin. Now, I think her look cohesively is stunning. I love the shape of it, I love the silhouette. The skirt in particular is just gorgeous deliciousness. It's fantastic texture work. The ruffles are just absolutely lovely. This looks like a really good marriage of Martillo's style along with Sagittarius aesthetic. So I'm a big fan of it. I love this color on her, but I do think that the other two looks ever so slightly just edged her out for me. My number 2 look, which is pink Chadora. And like Paquita's look, it's a very simple silhouette, and I think realistically, if we were going off the silhouette alone of this, I wouldn't be a huge fan. However, the concept of her being like this chiseled piece, but fashion, I think is very fun, very interesting. I love the rhinestoning treatment throughout the hair in this, and I think her look has what Paquita's look lacked, which was an excessive amount of rhinestone. The way this hits the light and sparkles on stage is just fantastic. I cannot imagine how long it took to place each and every one of these rhinestones on the lining of this skirt. My favorite part of this, though, is that the stoning is not monochromatic. There's these little black stones in the mix of it. There's a good range of color. It gives it more of an impact on stage, just in terms of the color differences there. I love her makeup here, and in all honesty, I think this is the best look she's ever presented, which of course leaves us with our Miss Lost look of España All-Stars Season 1, Onyx Unleashed. They said on the show that it was her redemption runway, which is the runway she got eliminated on, so that's not it. This was actually her look for the Heaven runway. My favorite thing about this, on top of it being very like Angelomon, Digimon moment, it does kind of give me SMT Demon a little bit. And if you know me, you know I'm an SMT girl. You know that I love the work of Kazuma Kaneko. Really, really love that this look is a very direct reference to her hometown look from her original season that she won with, where she was an angel based off of a statue in her hometown. So that's what the decapitated head is. It's her head from that look. Again, Onyx, congrats on Miss Lost look. She won something this season. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into the looks of the contestants for the actual reunion. Starting us off, we've got Pink Chadora. I actually really like this look. The color story in this is really cohesive. I don't like the exposed corset on the outside. It's not a particular thing that I enjoy unless it's gonna be either integrated into the design as a whole, or you're gonna carry the print over onto the corset, so that it makes more sense cohesively. But I love the skirt on this. The ruffle's really nice. I like the puff sleeve. I think the silhouette is really flattering on her. And I actually really like this hair. Sometimes her hair gets to be a bit too big for her head, but because it's so pulled back off of her face, it doesn't swallow her. And I think comparatively to some of her other looks, this is one of the better ones. So I'm gonna give her a slay. Next, we have Paquita. Now, this chain dress, I am a slut for. This is so good. It looks fantastic on her. Honestly, I can only imagine how cold she was. I know she's a natural body girl, so just the idea of having all that metal directly on your skin, I would be freezing the entire time. So I don't know how she did it, and I imagine that this look is really heavy. She carries it well. It looks so fashionable. I could see this walking a runway easily. And my favorite thing about this look, in addition to how good her makeup is here, is her hair. I really enjoy seeing her take some different approaches with her hair over the course of the season, both this time and in season 3. I actually really like this because it echoes her natural hair, but it's just like more exaggerated. I really like the shape of it, and honestly, I'm tempted to get some pieces and do this with my own hair. You know, just slick it back 2 little buns and just like attach a wig to it, I think is really fierce. So I'm gonna give her a slay too. Up next, we have Onyx, who's doing this sort of like demonic look that the makeup on it reads very drag king to me. The way that she's done the contouring on the head in particular, especially like around the brows, but it's still very Onyx, very alien, very femme. I love the lip treatment. Even the contouring like above the Cupid's bow, I'm a big fan of. And my favorite part of this look though, has to be the look itself. The fact that this is entirely out of denim and sculpted out of denim is so cool to me. I've said it before in previous episodes of the show. It's really hard to carry a look that's made out of denim because denim is such a naturally heavy fabric. It's really easy to make a look that just feels heavy. And the heaviness to this look makes sense because of what it's sculpted into. And I love even more that it's all done in different washes throughout. So the patchwork element on the pants, and then on top of that, just the way that the treatment is done on the face just to really make those details and those accents pop and give that variation, that contrast. It's so good. Great sense of scale, great great sense of style. The prosthetic work is fantastic as well. The one thing I'm not a big fan of is the necklace with it. I don't think it was necessary. Maybe if it was something that was like a spiked collar. I still think this is a phenomenal look. I'm gonna give it a slide. Up next, we have Poupée Poisson. Now, I actually love the garment of this. I really enjoyed that it's this sort of like newspaper collage print. It's a really cool aesthetic. It looks really great on her too in terms of proportion and scale. It's a really simple costume, and I get that it's a reunion. It's a thigh-high boot and a little corset situation. The biggest detriment to this look for me is the hair. I get the juxtaposition of this rainbow colored hair versus the all black and white garment. However, I think had she done the exact same style and hair in all black with like some white streaks in it, it would have been more effective. That takes it down a lot for me. I'm just gonna give it an okay. And last up of the eliminated girls this season, we have Sagittaria. Now this hair, it kind of gives me Patsy on Absolutely Fabulous, which is very fun. I actually really like the neckline on this gown. It's very elegant, it's very regal. I don't know if this is a reference to anything. If it is, I totally miss it. But to me, the best part of this look is the jewelry and the accessories. I love the sort of like blood drop stoning work that's in this necklace and also on the gloves. It's really cool, and it's dark, but it's still glamorous. I think it is a very simple silhouette. It's a very nice gown. I think it's done very tastefully, so I'm gonna give her a slay. Now, on to our finalists. First up, we have Juriji Dirkly giving us a very clear nod to Barbie and the original classic Barbie swimsuit. I actually really love what she did with the hair. It's very classic, it's very sculpted, and it's very her, but at the same time, it's not the traditional like kind of poodle curl in the front with the pie pony that we get with this look all the time. And personally, I hate that hairstyle for Barbie so much. I hate it when queens do it. I think it's such an ugly hairstyle. But this is sophisticated, it's elegant, it's chic, it's phenomenal. I love it so much. What clinches this look for me though is this makeup. I mean, come on. Like the blush on this. Honestly, Juriji has made me over time a big blush girl, and I adore this so much. Like, it is one of my favorite makeups in the competition. It's so soft, it's so glamorous. She's got this really classic timeless beauty to her that I love immensely. She really knocks it out of the park here. So obviously she's getting a slay. Up next, we have Samantha Valentine's in what I have to say is hands down the best garment she has ever worn on Drag Race. I love the stonework in this. That's my favorite part of it. The stonework in the hair, it's really subtle, it's really well done, it's not like tacky. This is done really well. It's just the perfect amount. Even the way it's done in her midsection, it helps create that sort of cinched shape because of the direction of the lines and the shading. It's just a really great trick of the eye that I appreciate a ton. The level of tiers on the skirt I think is the perfect amount. They hit in the right spot and do their job phenomenally. And I love this sort of matador bolero jacket. The epaulettes on the shoulder, really nice. And I have to say, her mug is beat for the gods this week. I'm giving her a slay. Up next, we have Drag Sethlas, and I think this golden look is incredible. What can I say? It's truly, again, proving that Sethlas' biggest strength is that she has this ability to marry Grand Canaria scale and aesthetics with fashion in a really cool way. Just the overall proportion on this corset and the aesthetic as a whole, it's really giving me the blondes. I just enjoy this immensely. I think the scale is really cool. Like it's just a really well composed design. And I like that there's a lot of tonal range. It's not all the metallic gold. The metallic stuff is broken up. It's shaped really nicely. I can't say anything less than giving this a slay too. And now we come to the final finalist of the episode, Ornella Gongora. Girl, I hate this so much. The pink boot, I can't tell if it's like a greenish gray or a grayish green, whatever the color is, it's ugly. This is an awful color. I don't think it looks good on her. I don't think it could look good on anybody, to be honest. I think the silhouette of the gown itself is great. If we're talking about the construction of it, very well made. The scale of it looks good as she sits, it looks good standing up too, and I think it looks good on her. But the color is so ugly that I can't get past it. And on top of that, I hate this hair with a passion. I know a number of hairstylists that do this, and it drives me up a wall. They will tease to get all of this height in the front in the bang, or just on top of the wig in general, but then there's no fall, so there's no balance in it. And I will say, I've seen significantly worse than this wig. Her hair is not balanced. So it's like the left side of her head, the wig is up here, right? The right side of it, it's down here because it's parted on the 3/4 and teased like that. But then when you have the bang that goes straight up, it makes that shift in height look even more prominent, and it drives me crazy because it's not balanced. And if you're gonna do something that's got that much height and volume across it, you need to have it sculpted in a way that it doesn't look like there's a chunk missing out of the hair. The little swoopy bits, great, stunning, love them. But this hair in general, the style, I hate. I don't like the color of this dress. I don't think that the boot color makes sense with it either, aside from it being the same color as her nails, which, good for her. She matched it with that. Aside from her makeup and the silhouette of the gown, there's nothing in this that I like. This is an A. Alrighty, it's time to now pick our slay of the day, which will go into a post-crowning ranking video in a couple of weeks. Now that we're coming up to the finish line of this season, I do have to say, the slay of the season video for España All-Stars will be coming out a couple weeks after the finale has aired. I will be out of town the Sunday after, which was normally when I would like to get the video out. It will be my main priority to edit as soon as I get back home and I get caught up on all the stuff that I filmed while we are at PAX. But with that said, it's time to pick our slay of the day, my favorite look of the week. I'm gonna be giving my slay of the day to Onyx for her reunion look. I love this denim sculptural piece. For me, visually, this week, she was the strongest out of the cast in terms of a fully realized vision and idea. So that is going to be a wrap for the reunion of España All-Stars. We just have the finale and then this season is done and then we'll be down to 3. Hallelujah! And on top of that, we're finishing Belgique this next week as well. So I am so excited to only have to talk about 2 seasons until I'm sure an international season starts up and then the craziness begins again. As always, if you enjoyed the content, be sure again, please do like and subscribe. A huge chunk of my viewership is from people who are not subscribed. If we can make that percentage just a little bit less, that would be greatly appreciated. Until we meet again, be sure to go out there, stay kind, stay queer, and make sure that your day is very slay.